how you feel to be back, how frustrating it was to be out for such a long period of time, and such a crucial period of time, and how good you feel now to be back in the mix and back here at the Aviva Stadium.
Yeah, I feel good. Definitely feel fresh after quite a long summer. I kind of obviously I was rehabbing the whole way through and training with Emma Gallivan, who I'm very grateful for. She put in a ton of work over the summer with me and has been top class. But yeah, I feel fresh, kind of took my mind off rugby for a little while. And while having my sights always set on that game last weekend. So yeah, it was great to be back. Love being back in the mix over the last couple of weeks within camp, and obviously disappointing on the result, but loving being back.
What's the camp been like this week? What's the message that you're kind of giving out to the players?
Yeah, kind of managing if you think back, obviously New Zealand and Chicago, it's a fixture that you look out from months prior to it. So the kind of high of being in a new place, the uniqueness of that, the low of defeat, travelling back. So trying to get everyone on the same page and excited about our first home game here and about what we can do. Learned the lessons early in the week, kind of divulged into what went wrong and what we can do better, and then turn the page quickly and get excited about being here tomorrow. A nice early kickoff.
Just on Japan, what are you expecting from them? The early kickoffs aren't always amazing here, but the home crowd behind you, they'll be tighter in this fixture too, won't they?
Definitely, yeah. Like, I don't think the scoreline last weekend against South Africa is reflective of what they're capable of. Probably the week before against Australia is more accurate. They work extremely hard. Regardless of scoreline, they stay in it, both sides of the ball. Pretty relentless work rate. You can see that the whole way through. Their attack as well. I mean, guys like McKeesey, both their centres, very direct, strong carriers, but they also have the ability to play deep and wide, play a bit of a zigzag game at times as well. So their attack is going to be a test for us. That was one of the big takeaways from last weekend. We felt we were quite passive defensively, particularly in that last quarter, last kind of 30 minutes. So trying to get a bit more line speed in this week will be a focus. Cheers.
Ed. Yeah. Hi, Caelan. Obviously, everyone expects you to go on the Lions tour, and people have touted you as a potential Lions captain. When you suffered the injury, did you know straight away that you maybe weren't going to go, and how did you actually deal with the setback and the disappointment of that?
No, I didn't know straight away. I haven't had shoulder injuries in the last number of years anyway, since school really, so it was an unfamiliar feeling. I knew something wasn't right. I know there's been cases of lads kind of getting dead shoulders where a nerve can kind of switch off, and that can be a short-term thing, so I was hopeful it was something like that, but got a scan the following morning, the Sunday after the semi-final, and obviously found out that it was quite a bit worse than I'd hoped and thought. Yeah, gutted initially, obviously, but I think I really felt it. I allowed the emotion to come through, and as a result processed it, and was then able to see the positives in the situation and move on quite quickly and frame it in a positive way, and as a kind of hopefully halfway point in my career and reset and do things that I wouldn't be able to do had I been playing rugby that summer. So I definitely made the most of it from a rugby and physical point of view, and trying to come back better, fitter, stronger, get on top of some other areas of weakness in my body, but also do some things mentally and refreshing things as well, and trips away and whatnot. So yeah, I made the most of it.
There were so many of your teammates on that tour as well. What were you doing when the games were on? Where were you watching them?
The first test I watched just with my housemates here in Dublin. I was over in the States. Actually, that's incorrect. I was in the States for all three. The second two, I was doing a bit of a retreat and a digital detox, so I didn't have access to the games, but obviously watched them in retrospect. It was a funny one because there was obviously the pain of it, but also some of my best mates were over there playing, and I'm a rugby fan as well, so I was keen to keep an eye on it at the same time.
Do you think mentally it's made you stronger having that setback?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, any further? Yeah.
How was the digital detox to go well?
I loved it actually, yeah. First day, a little bit challenging, you kind of missed the evening scroll a little bit, but by day two, yeah, no, it was great, I didn't miss it at all. I was reluctant to go back on my phone.
What were the other positives? Like, that's a pretty strong mindset to kind of bounce back that way. What were the other positives you took from what was the setback?
Well, some of the physical things around, like my hips had been at me for quite a while before, so getting on top of those, I feel my body feels a lot better coming back in now. But yeah, I suppose kind of separating who I am from what I do was a bit of a overarching goal for the period, and kind of building more self-awareness and exploration around that kind of thing.
Is that hard to do when you're, because rugby's so all-consuming, you can't environment extra?
Yeah.
That's a tricky process.
It's definitely hard to do when you're playing, because it is kind of all-encompassing, but that's why I saw this as an opportunity to kind of step away for the first few months in particular, and yeah, I found it pretty beneficial.
Last question for Ruth.
I'm just wondering where you feel this group are at as a squad. You know, obviously you've had that first game, but now coming into these next 3 games, where do you feel you're at as a squad?
I think if you look back to 2021, this game probably was Johnny Sexton's 100 cap, and I think this game probably put us on a bit of an upward trajectory. I mean, there's been some positives over the last year or two. We've had some big wins and some big performances, but probably been inconsistent, probably not quite at where we want to be operating. And there's recognition of that. There's recognition of a bit of a reset at the minute, and there's no lack of belief or doubt in our potential and in what we can do. It's just about getting out of our own way and delivering on it. So that's been a focus of this week, of bringing the best of ourselves, and hopefully it'll be an upward trajectory from here as well.